The main background of the week is the consolidation of the West in the issue of assistance to Ukraine and the vote of the European Parliament and pace for the creation of a tribunal to investigate the crimes of Russia and Belarus in the war against Ukraine. Moreover, the war was marked not from February 2022, when the massive invasion of the Rashists began, but from 2014, from the so-called Russian Spring, when Russia annexed Crimea and began hostilities in the Donetsk and Lugansk regions. The decision of the United States, Germany and other countries of the anti-Putin coalition to provide Ukraine with tanks and other heavy armored vehicles leaves no chance for the Kremlin to find a graceful way out of the situation at the hybrid negotiating table. They will not be until the last putload devil is removed from the Ukrainian land to the borders of 1991. It was about the supply of long-range missiles for strikes in the Crimea and F-16 fighters. On February 14, the next meeting in the Ramstein format will be held at NATO headquarters, and Zelensky has already announced it as an aviation meeting. The White House does not exclude the supply of F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine. John Feiner, Deputy National Security Advisor to the Biden administration, said the United States is expected to play a key role in approving the decision to supply fighter jets. We do not rule out and have not ruled out any specific systems. We have tried to adapt our assistance to the phase of the struggle that the Ukrainians are in, he said. Is everything clear to everyone? No mythical deals. Aggressive cave will be squeezed, methodically, competently, step by step, calculating the risks from the consequences of nervous breakdowns of fascist patients. On the upper floors, the vertical shakes. Prigozhin lets out the call of V, summoning Gherkin to the trenches for a valiant roast, and the system begins to spark, drawing storylines of salvation. Khodorkovsky and Kasparov in their article offer the West an absolutely dead formula for a new Russia. Dead, because the empire has already died. And the fascist maggots zigging on its corpse are the parasites that feed on the products of its decay. But it seems that in the West no one listens to the good Russians, and the formula it's easier to negotiate with one leader of a large nuclear power than with 10 is being refuted right now. And, yes, no one will negotiate with Putin. Either he removes his horde of dregs, or the war will end for him in surrender. The main state secret of the Kremlin is already known to the whole world. The Russian army is practically defeated, but it didn't exist as such, but there was a demonstrative example of a scarecrow, inflated with show-offs and myths. Shoigu's rabble turned out to be unsuitable for modern warfare. Prigozhin's one-time prisoners are quickly running out, and there is simply no modern technology. And there is an untrained and unmotivated mass of wild ragamuffins, dragged by the collar from depressed regions to roast. So they die, even without the cry of Goita and patriotic zigging. Hybrid mobilization continues. Putin ordered to ensure the offensive in February to March. As we predicted, by the anniversary of the invasion, he must be presented with a clear victory. He cannot lose in this existential war, and this is a problem, because he is ready to ensure is not losing with anything, at any cost. The system, as you know, has 3 scenarios. Either Putin suffers a defeat, crawls out of Ukraine and declares it a victory, after which he preserves the regime until his death. Either he throws nuclear weapons and receives such an answer, after which the system will be blown to pieces, and there will never be any Russia again, or the system removes Putin and begins to negotiate, deftly transforming into something humanoid, as under Yeltsin, in order to enter another criminal circle. All 3 scenarios are quite working, and we will see which one of them will be implemented soon. True, for the implementation of the third, with the removal of Putin, there is less and less time left. Judging by the sour muzzles of propagandists raging in the studios, any development of events turns them into small change. The historical mission of the ethereal bastards is coming to an end. They have already been used in full, and will soon be taken away to bring in others. So they make faces in an attempt to survive. Everyone is worried about the cost of defeat, a sudden death, a dock or a clever disappearance. But is it possible to disappear into the age of advanced technology, when you are identified by the retina of the eye, and even plastic surgery will not help? They will find it, even on the most deserted island. You can't breathe before death, and the cave sectarians convince themselves that the empire can't just take it, and die. She will win, if only because she is ready for critical losses, at a time when the pampered West is not ready. In the value system of savages, death is much more valuable than life, while in the West, human life is the main value. The clash of these two paradigms will be marked by the collapse of one of them. Nobody will back down, but someone will leave forever.